Welcome to the podcast with your favorite cash flow guys, Mike and Blaine. Giving you the best advice while having a beer. When you're running a business, there are problems every day. Let Mike and Blaine help you out and guide your way. Cheers to the good times with Mike and Blaine for business, beer, and BS.
Hey, it's episode 149 of Mike and Blaine. I'm Mike Mylan. That is my friend, my partner, and the CEO and founder of Dry Run, Blaine Birch. What's up, my man?
Happy 4th.
Happy 4th. Yeah. See, that's just it. The whole episode is about this, is how companies leverage holidays to promote themselves, So I wanted to talk about that today. So this is going to be kind of fun because this is actually the 4th of July. I got people on their way over to the house right now. I got the pool ready. We got burgers ready to go. As soon as I get done with this, I'm back in 4th of July mode. But me, I don't want to miss a day with you. Even if it's the 4th, I'm with Blaine Birch.
Well, I appreciate it so much because I love hopping on. And I'm up here in Canada. So for our team, we put up like the topic today, a little happy 4th of July little thing. And we put up on LinkedIn and everything. And then one of my staff said, "Hey, did we do one for Canada Day?" And I'm like,
right.
Oh shit. I forgot because we were all off on Canada Day, and Canada Day was a Monday, so we went through the weekend completely blank. So I feel really actually kind of bad that we did a little celebration for 4th of July and all we did was take Monday off and drink beers.
Is it odd or coincidental that they're both like 3 days apart? July 1st, July 4th.
And I don't know why. There's obviously a reason. I'd have to look up my history books and see.
It's got to be coincidence.
It's
got to be coincidence.
Oh, it's coincidence. Yeah, total coincidence. But
I think that people just don't like to fight in the heat. It's like a mile fight in the cold. But we're not going to fight. Fuck, it's 99 degrees right now. We don't fight in July.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's just make peace.
By the pool. Yeah, exactly.
That's right. So crazy. Hey, speaking of sitting by the pool, I'm going to drink beer today, but check this out. I got by a Texas brewery Independence Ale for Independence Day. Nice. Right? But it's an Austin Amber with the eagle, with the Texas star, all the work. So, hey, happy 4th of July. I'm telling you what, I put 16 years in defending people's freedom to do exactly what we're doing right now. So, hey, happy 4th of July to any of you out there, especially you veterans, people that put their life on the line. I appreciate you.
Yeah, well, and we appreciate you, man. Like that's freedom, and we're very fortunate to have freedom in North America. Like, well, at least Canada, U.S. I'm talking. We're very fortunate with that, and you know what? I looked in the fridge and I'm like, I just usually have one that kind of sounds like it should go, but this one I grabbed just because it looked like it was a little like a nice sunny day, but kind of looks like fireworks.
It's a fireworks, yeah, it's a firework.
It looks like fireworks, and it's Superflux out of Vancouver. It's called Superflux Montserrat. I don't know why. I don't even. Maybe it's the Montserrat Mountain. I see that on here. Maybe that's what. But it's from Vancouver, which is a long way away. But it's a good beer, and it's a Canadian beer. So I thought, well, I'll just grab that one out of the fridge today. So.
No, I mean, it's a long way away, but man, I loved Vancouver. When I spent 8 years in Seattle, we would go up to Vancouver. We go to Victoria. Victoria it does not get as much credit from people that don't know Canada as it should. That is one of the most pristine places that I've been to in Canada. It's just a perfection. Matter of fact, I stayed at a house, right, an Airbnb, where they filmed, what the hell's that thing? What's the one where it was like something of Canada, Supermodels of Canada, or there was an American version of it, but it was like all these girls stay in a house, and I stayed in that house over a weekend. It was just crazy. There were 0 supermodels there, but it was a beautiful.
But there was one hair model named Mike.
There's one hair model. One model was there. It was me. Yeah. Now that's funny. People don't know that. Then I'm a former because it's been a few years now, hair model for Hims, right? So if you go back in time, you're like going, seemed like Mike used to have less hair. Yeah, that's true. It's true. I took the pills, put the drops on, hair grew. It was magic. Now it's plateaued. It's not like it's a miracle cure. It's not like it's doing super awesome, but it did improve my situation.
Yes. And I just bought a hat. That's what I did to cover up my head so it doesn't get cold or too much sun.
All right. So the whole thing though was, all right, I would have never done it except for the Texas A&M and LSU game went into a record, an NCAA college football record number of overtimes. After this game, they had to change the rules because it went into 7 overtimes. So when you think of watching a football game, 2.5, 3 hours or so, no, this thing went like 5, 6 hours because it just, each team kept scoring. So it was always a tie at the end of the period. So I go, holy shit. Well, during that game, they played Hims commercials because it extended 1,700 times. I think you're supposed to touch people 13 times and then they finally buy. Well, my number is like 1,700 apparently. When it came to Hims, I'm like going, I think it was also 17 beers in. I'm like going, dude, it's $5. If it grows hair for $5, I'll do it. But Courtney goes, no, don't do it. Don't do it unless you commit to 90 days and see what happens after 90 days. Don't do the 1 month for $5. So, okay. So I'll do the 3 months because it's like $30 a month or something like that. But the first month was $5. So I did it. And dude, I would go like this. And I'm going, oh shit, that's growing hair. I could feel hair where there was normally skin, just flat skin. I'm like going, I think this is working. I kept on. At the end of the year, they have to renew the subscription to Finasteride. It's like Propecia, generic Propecia is what they use. So at the end of the year, they say you got to send in a picture to renew your subscription. So we know that nothing weird's happening with your hair, no type of thing. So I send it in. The marketing team calls me and goes, "Hey, we're putting together this infomercial. We want you to be in it." Because my before picture, because I thought I was being funny. And my before picture was Courtney and I down in Mexico when you go into this bird sanctuary and they put all this bird seed in your hand and you throw the bird seed up in the air and all these birds fly down from the rafters and just attack you. And you're just flooded. It's a cool ass picture. It's all these birds flying around you. One of those little birds landed right on my head and my hair was like this because I had like a super comb over with a big bird on the top of my head. So that was the before picture they used in the commercial. Me with my comb over, like going like this, and with the bird on the head. And then the after was actually pretty good. So yeah, I'm a hair model.
I hadn't heard that story before. I knew you were a hair model, but I didn't quite get into the details.
Is that the worst way to start a podcast? Just make fun of yourself right off the bat.
People are thinking that Hims is our sponsors. Like, no, we just came up. Oh, but we do. Okay. Oh, flip aside. We do have sponsors. We do have some beer sponsors. We can't forget. We can't forget our beer sponsors. And since we're already diving in and drinking beer, Larry Weinstein, thanks again. CPA in Houston. Track down Larry if you need a CPA. Thanks again, Larry.
Yeah, Larry's good. We got Rachel Barnett up there in Canada, as a matter of fact. She has Gentle Frog. If you want to know about QuickBooks, you know nothing about QuickBooks, and you want to go from 0 to 60 in a matter of minutes, weeks, months, hours, however long it takes her, not very long, contact Rachel Barnett over at Gentle Frog. She's a great sponsor of the show.
Absolutely. And Baltimore Mike, the other Mike Milan, who's delivered beer personally to both of us. Thanks again, Mike, and happy 4th.
Yeah, if you want to feel good about yourself, just think about Mike Milan because he's just a terrible person all the way around. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding you, man. I'm telling you, I've told that story 100 times of how we met, right? Yeah. It's exactly what you tell your kids not to do. I did it. Like some guy reaches out to me on the internet. This is like back in MySpace days. I don't even know. It seems like it's like 100 years ago, but MySpace was the thing. He says, how do you pronounce your name? And oh my God, we pronounce it the same way. And we became friends. So I met a guy on the internet and then all of a sudden I flew across the country and we went and had dinner and it was a magical time. And now he's part of my life.
Us beer. Yeah,
that's right. And he's part of my life.
So awesome. That's awesome stuff. And Neighbor Pat, can never forget Neighbor Pat. He's bringing you beer all the time down there. So
I'm gonna tell you. All right. So last weekend, I had to clean out the main garage because I was having the floor redone, right? So I have one of those epoxy floors, with the flake and the epoxy on it and those type of things. He comes down to help me move stuff out. All right, so first of all, there's two older guys like me and neighbor Pat doing this. My God, if I didn't have his help, I got to tell you, it wore me out. I mean, I'm drenched in sweat. It's pouring off of me. We drank 2 or 3 beers just moving out of the garage in 45 minutes. It's like just craziness. He is super strong, and he had a furniture dolly that saved our life. I'm convinced. Nice. So I am very grateful for neighbor Pat for coming down 8:00 at night just to help me clean out the garage so the guys could do it the next morning. So, hey, Thank you very much, Pat. Appreciate that.
You got to be grateful that neighbor Pat wasn't just sticking with his knitting.
That's true. That's true. All right. So you said Hims is not a sponsor, but the way I told the story was, I got somewhat paid to be the model. I mean, meaning that they can't pay you if you're going to be on one of those commercials because then you're a paid actor and nobody believes a paid actor. But they did give me free product for 2 years. So
that's all right.
That was good. And plus they pay for my trip out to California. And that's where I met Jim Edmonds of the St. Louis Cardinals. So that was a whole different story.
So it was worth it. It was worth it.
Yeah, always worth it. Yeah. Oh, okay. So here's the story on that, right? I know we haven't got to the topic yet, but here's the story on that. So I'm in this, Gray Wolf, Red Wolf, whatever this Mexican cantina is in Newport Beach. And Courtney says, "Oh my God, I think that guy's on the Real Housewives of Orange County or something like that." I turn around and go, that's Jed Edmonds from the St. Louis Cardinals. And apparently he was on the Real Housewives of Orange County. I didn't know that, right? I just know him. And he's like a, St. Louis Cardinal Hall of Famer, center fielder. And I've been a lifelong St. Louis Cardinals fan. I mean, this guy's like my hero. And she's like holding my shirt, like, "Oh, no, you can't go over there." I'm like, fuck that. That's Jim Edmonds. I'm going to go over there and talk to him. So, but I didn't until I got to leave, right? So I was leaving. He was sitting in kind of a booth. He had like security and stuff around him. Apparently he had been in some drama with this Real Housewife stuff with like relationship drama. I'm like, I don't care about that. I mean, that's Jim Edmonds. As the universe would have it, as I'm walking down the aisle to go out the front door, Jim Edmonds gets out of his seat, and now we're nose to nose. Guess who got to talk to Jim Edmonds?
This guy.
and not because I ran over there like some fanboy. It's because we were actually in the aisle of this place at the exact same time in the exact same space, and I actually got to talk to him. So it was kind of a cool thing. Nice. Yeah.
That reminds me of the time I was at an Indy race and Paul Newman rode by us on a little motor scooter, and my wife said, "Hey, is that the salad dressing guy?" I'm like, "It's Paul Newman, man." Salad dressing guy. I had to explain Paul Newman. It's not just salad dressing. He's his brother. He says,
he's kind of the salad dressing guy.
He kind of is, but it's just like, no, man, that's Paul Newman. Like, geez. Anyway. All
right, so I remember. All right, so these interactions. By the way, I guess we're starting the show off with BS.
Yeah, plenty of it. It's a holiday. It's a holiday.
I'm 15 years old. I remember my whole life has been wrapped up in baseball. I got baseball card collection. I played Little League. I played high school ball. I even played junior college baseball. Right, my whole life was built on baseball. On a Monday, we're closed. I used to wash dishes, and I became a busboy at the country club in Galesburg, Illinois. Swangataha is the name of the country club. But Mondays, the club's closed. And the general manager came to me and he goes, "Hey, we need you to come in for a special guest on Monday. He's got a party of 8, and we just want you, a waitress, a wait staff person. I can't say waitress probably, but, and then a couple of cooks. And it was just us and a bartender. That's all. There was probably 6 people there on staff for this 6-person table, right? Just the cook, the bartender, the wait waitstaff, and dishwasher. I had to wash dishes too. I'm like going, well, who the hell could this be? And they said, "Listen, no matter who it is, we know you're a baseball fan, but no matter who it is, you cannot talk to him." And man, I got taken up in the manager's office. You know how many times I've been in the manager's office as a 15-year-old? 0. Because I don't want to be in trouble. I'm too scared to get in trouble. So I get taken up there and I'm getting read the riot act before the shift even starts. And that's only one table. I'm like going, what the hell is going on here? So this is 1985, 86. And the guy comes in with his party. I said, holy shit, that's Joe DiMaggio. Like,
oh, wow, nice.
like, outside of being one of the greatest New York Yankees of all time, he was married to Marilyn Monroe, right? I'm like going, I'm a 15-year-old kid. I'm like going, you're not going to let me talk? You're not going to let me say anything? And dude, they were on me like crazy. All I know is that he ate chicken and drank milk. I didn't get to say hi, bye, kiss my ass, nothing. Nothing to this guy. I just had to serve him, right? Because it's like people know, like going, oh no, if he knows it's Joe DiMaggio, he's going to go fucking nuts. And if there was social media, I would have been all over back then.
Exactly.
So I got to shake his hand, say hi, how are you, sir? Nice to meet you. Big fan, those type of things, but I didn't get to talk to him.
Okay. I just noticed something. No, this is, do you know someone named Shane? I'm assuming Shane, you're one of Mike's friends watching. Some new tech just popped up in Riverside and a little chat thing popped up and it said, whoa, look at these sexy beasts from Facebook. So apparently, if you guys message us while we're live on Facebook, it actually shows up and we can see the chat. So go ahead and send
we can't. Hey, we can't. You can. I can't see it on my side because I'm just a lowly guest. You can't see it,
but I can because this is brand new because that never used to happen where we could actually see like the chat. So that's super cool. So if you guys want to send us a little message, I can actually see it here, and apparently I can send messages back, but
Shane is my best friend, right?
That's where I sort of like, hey, I think it's a real person.
Yeah. Shane's my best friend. He lives in Tacoma, Washington. He owns a painting company called Color Wheel Painting, right? So if you're up there and you need your house, apartment, doesn't matter, interior, exterior, this guy will paint like crazy, right? So if you need painting, contact Shane. By the way, congratulations, Shane, because you're listening, and I haven't told you on air. Remember, he just got engaged. I think I did say that a couple of episodes ago. Mm-hmm. That's the Shane that just got engaged. Now, he had to fly to Puerto Rico to do it. I mean, like, come on. You can ask a girl to marry you anywhere. You got to go be one up all of us and go take them to Puerto Rico and put it on a beach in a sunset and make it awesome. Yeah, nice job, Shane.
That sounds good, man. That's a good job, Shane. And thanks for the comment. And we better get on with the show.
All right, so here's what I've been thinking, right? Because I feel like I really anymore, right? I'll say anymore. Maybe it's the old sentimental part of me coming back into play, but I really, if it's Memorial Day, I really think about why it's Memorial Day. If it's Arbor Day, I think about why it's Arbor Day. I think about Labor Day and 4th of July, and I still get bombarded with messages from companies that are not only just saying happy 4th of July or happy National Ice Cream Cone Day or whatever the hell else we've made up in the world, but it's a chance for them to keep their message out in front of you or their name out in front of you and ignore the real purpose. They're saying the words, but they're not applying the purpose. And I'm guilty of it. I've been guilty of it. But I really want to get back to like going, why is this a holiday? Why is it important?
Well, and like I said, we literally did that this morning, and it was just, again, peer pressure because I saw a bunch of stuff pop up and I'm like, oh, I think we should probably like wish everyone. So like, we literally, one of staff made up a little thing and popped it up, and I'm like, because we felt like we should. And then of course we realized we missed Canada Day, but I don't know, like first of all, I doubt anyone sees it. Like on a holiday where people are actually off, like pretty much probably 4th of July, Christmas, a few other days. Are you just yelling into the wind? Does anybody actually see it? And probably not, to be honest. But I don't know, it makes us feel better, I suppose, that we got involved.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, there's a live stream chat. Did you see that?
I can see it.
I can see this. I was like going, there was a little notification that said 2 off to the, I mean, it's like this big on my screen. I'm like going, what is that? And I clicked on it and it was Shane, then Blaine, then me. Like,
That's what I saw. I saw a little thing with a little number. I'm like, I wonder what
that is. That is the coolest thing we've ever done in the show. We didn't know it existed.
I think it might be new. I think it's new, or else we like literally we're on 149 before we found it. That could be too.
We've only did this 149 times before we saw this.
Holy shit! Next week 150. That's crazy,
right? All right, so we're all guilty of that. We're all guilty of just saying, "Hey, I did this today. Did I do it on the page? I can't remember. I might have did it on my Instagram." But I put pictures of myself and Happy 4th of July, but I made no message. I didn't like, and that's what I've tried to do is it's just legitimately Happy 4th of July. But I still connected it to my business, which is maybe not the right way to do it. The ones I get frustrated with are the ones that says, hey, it's National, Coffee Day. Here's 10% off of our product because it's National Coffee Day. And we know when you go to the office, you drink coffee. I don't get it. I don't need. Maybe it's the connection to the discount that I don't like. What do you think?
Yeah, it seems a little bit. I don't know. Like if it actually is Coffee Day and you're doing, but nobody knows it's Coffee Day. Like if everyone knows the day, like July 4th, but even I don't know. Shit, we should just make up like let's pick a day and we'll call it National Cash Flow Day. Then we'll just send people stuff and say, hey, it's National Cash Flow Day. Please flow some cash our way.
Hey, and all you got to do is get it recognized by the U.S. government. They will recognize things if you apply for it. Right? Yeah, seriously. That's how they get like National Coffee Day and National Pizza Day and National Pepperoni Day or, any of this type of stuff is that you just apply for it and you can get it because they don't really care. You can have 10 different days on the same day. I think what you got to have is a good story. Why is it National Cash Flow Day?
And the only one that really matters is May the 4th.
Oh, did you see my post from May the 4th? May the 4th be with you.
Oh, I'm sure I did, but this is going back a couple months now.
No. This is the one I put out yesterday. All right, so I ran across this meme. I'm going to say it's a meme, but it's all the different helmets of the different troopers.
Oh, like I did, and it was the state trooper. Yeah. Describe.
Yeah, you saw it. Yeah, there was a guy. There was a guy that messaged me. Josh messaged me on Facebook and goes, "Oh my God, you're a Star Wars fan?" I'm like going, "Yeah, of course. I was born in 1970." So, of course, right? That was the only thing going on in my childhood was Star Wars. I said, but didn't you see what I snuck into that picture? Because I took a state trooper, from the Missouri State Troopers Association patch. I took the hat off their patch and put it on there. And when it said Snow Trooper and Jump Trooper and Storm Trooper and all these other ones, I put State Trooper. It snuck it into that whole meme.
Nice. I didn't know you did that. I thought you found that or someone sent it.
No, I made that. Yeah.
It. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, okay, I made that because I thought that was funny. I'm like going, well, how come State Trooper's not on here? So I put the State Trooper's hat on there, like going, somebody's going to see this. And I'm like going, oh my God, nobody saw this. Nobody saw that I actually took, a stormtrooper off of this. It wasn't even stormtrooper. It was one of the ones that looked like similar to another one. It was like, I don't know. Yeah. Who knows? Margarita Trooper. I
think they made some of those up anyway. So,
It seems like a lot, right? It seems like a lot of troopers. All right. Yeah. So here's the thing. There's some people that have done, we'll say 4th of July pretty well, right? Because I remember for years, I'm going to say for 5 or 10 years, that's how long I did this. And they still do it today. I just don't do it anymore. But Old Navy sells a $5 4th of July t-shirt. And I'm saying for 5 or 10 years straight, we went and bought our daughters, family, I'll just say the family, these $5 4th of July t-shirts. Because it was $5 and it was red, white, and blue. And it was new and it was different every single year. Like, hey, for $20 or so, we can get the whole family t-shirts. And it's perfect. That's really done well because it not only increased their sales, but it wasn't so overt that it was all just Old Navy, because I think some of them didn't even say Old Navy on them. It was just like, hey, 4th of July. And it was kind of a cool design on it.
Yeah. Well, and it like I said, we've been guilty of it. It's just like, happy this, wahoo, right? Like, but you just kind of feel like, well, we should probably do that. And like, I know back in my agency days, around Christmas was the time we would always send some fun stuff out. It was one time a year, things would slow down a tiny bit. We made a little video game one year. We did I can't remember. We had some kind of singing. I think we had like all the staff's heads like on a Christmas tree, and then they would sort of animated. They would kind of juggle, and the mouths are moving. We sang a song, like a Christmas song. We did all kinds of just bizarre stuff, but it was always around Christmas, just because it was just kind of fun for us to do, and it was just something lighthearted for our customers, and made us no money, just cost us money. So that was probably not the best use of time, but it was fun.
Yeah, but see, Old Navy's probably got to make money on that.
Mm-hmm.
I would think, right?
So make money, yeah.
And we'll say, I think it was Coca-Cola or somebody else like that does a themed can. That's got to make them money. Maybe it's hard to change the print or whatever on the can, but you got to print new cans anyway. Maybe just do a run of 4th of July cans.
Yeah. But, right. Like if Old Navy made money off of a $5 t-shirt, their markups must be pretty epic. So that's good for them.
Yeah, no, I don't think they're making a lot of money. I think it's they probably get them for $2. They probably get them for $3, don't you think?
Oh, probably, yeah. Yeah. You could go over to our website and buy our t-shirts at mikeandblaine.com. Just gonna slide that in there. We should have made a happy 4th of July t-shirt, but then, we'd probably get it finished on the 5th, like hanging around till next year. So.
Now, there's been some people fail with this 4th of July stuff, though, right? I mean, just absolutely fail. The one that comes to mind, and I forget, it's like American Apparel, some company like that, clothing company that posted out there about Happy 4th of July. And instead of a firework, they posted the Space Shuttle Challenger explosion. Like somebody mistook the picture of the explosion as a firework and posted it on their social media. I'm like going, holy shit, that's a colossal. I'm like going, that's exactly what you shouldn't do, right? And another company, I don't remember what it was. I remember it was a few years back, somebody on the 4th of July commemorated 9/11 on the 4th of July.
Oh, that's outsourcing problems.
Right, just like
on that, probably.
Yeah, but it was like, they were like, it was memorial to, 9/11 people on the 4th of July. I'm like, yeah, that's a couple months off and way different topic.
Yeah, way off. And and it's the thing is, like, businesses jump on the bandwagon for lots of things. So like there's the holidays, of course, and it's like Halloween and Christmas and Thanksgiving and everything else, but they'll jump on the bandwagon for anything, right? And I think you got to be really careful how you do it. And I don't even want to bring this up because it's like a knife to my heart, but hockey was big in this city till just like last week when the Oilers didn't quite make it over the hump. But leading up to that, the entire city was like just like, it's not like a lot of cities in the world for hockey. It was like there probably wasn't a car on the road during the hockey game. But then, of course, businesses are kind of hopping on. A lot of them, I think, do really well because they're fans too. And they dive in, and the stuff they do is kind of like for fans, but by fans, right? Yeah. But you always run the risk if you're not like of sort of jumping on a bandwagon and not doing it right. If you don't understand it, you're not part of it. You're not part of the culture. I think you got to be careful at times and go, yeah, we're going to sit this one out because it's not really our thing. And we don't want to jump in and do something that is wrong because it's not, like you said, if it's not legit, like if it's not meaningful for the business, then it's just like, is it really, really helping? I'm not sure.
I know what would help and be meaningful for a business. That's one of the best cash flow forecasting software programs in the world. It's called Dry Run. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, the more businesses we talk with, the more we hear cash flow is, you know, I know it's a fun, exciting 4th of July, but when reality hits tomorrow, there's a lot of businesses around the globe that are fighting it, that are running a little tight. And nothing helps more than truly understanding where you sit so you can actually make a plan. And I actually heard one of my staff today, this week, was talking with a user that was advising a company, and it was a story that just pops right into my mind, because she said she had been talking with this business owner for quite some time, a number of meetings, and I didn't talk to her, so I'm sort of paraphrasing the story here. She'd been talking with this business owner for quite a number of meetings and saying, you've got a bit of a problem here. You've got a bit of a problem here. And just running up against a wall. No, it's fine. No, it's fine. No, it's fine. And then she modeled it in dry run and she put it up in front of him. And he went, oh my God, we have a problem. And he loves dry run and she loves dry run, because it was like, it just was a flip. It went from this ongoing battle to instantly, okay, what do we do? And so then it went past the problem into, all right, how do we deal with this? And up till then, she couldn't even get him to understand that they had a problem. So visualizing your cash flow, visualizing the future of your business is essential. And it could save your ass, but it could also open up the opportunity that makes you a mint. So come and visit us at dryrun.com and we'll help you out.
Yeah, I'm going to reiterate that, because I have stolen one of the things you say. Stolen meaning I still give you credit for it. But what you do is you inherently just ask people to look both ways before they cross the street. Why do you do that? Well, so you can see if something's coming. Well, what dry run's doing is showing you that a bus is coming. Is it 10 feet from you? Is it, a block from you? Is it a mile from you? You can still see it, even with dry run. Now, what dry run allows you to do is say, if it's a block for me, I need to take a different action than if it's a mile for me. And what you hope to do is identify it a mile away and take action so it never gets to your block. It takes a left turn or a right turn. The bus, metaphorically, is your cash flow problem. You're going to see it coming before it even gets on your block or in your business.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I'm just going to add in there that the more complex and more uncertain your cash flow is, the more you should come talk with us, because that's when we really pick up and run. So if you've got ridiculous, complicated spreadsheets with 50 tabs and 1,000 equations, come talk with us. We'll save you 90% of your time and show you exactly what's going to happen in your business.
Yeah. All right. So back to this holiday thing. I think it's okay when you attach yourself to holidays that are either super connected, like I said, Coffee Day made it kind of a joke. But if Starbucks does Coffee Day, kind of makes sense. If Dry Run does Coffee Day, it doesn't make as much sense. It's like a reach, right? So,
but if Mike and Blaine did Beer Week, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
we will do that this year. Beer Week, yeah, we'll do that.
Hey, that's right. Whenever National Craft Brewers Week is, we'll do that.
That's exactly it. And I will say, in honor of 4th of July, Heather and I and some friends are going to bike over to Sea Change Brewing and drink beer. So that's right after this. That's what our plan is for the night. So.
Well, that's good, because you're going to be in shape, because I'm just going to walk out this door, out the next door to the pool, and drink beer. That's it. That's all the farther I'm biking is over there. And I'm not going to bike. I'm not going to bike. I'm going to mic. I'm just going to bike over there.
There you go. There you go.
That's got to be the dumbest thing I've ever said on air. Like, I'm not biking. I'm just going to bike.
I think that's awesome. We might have to shirt. Don't bike, just mic.
All right. So, but I think if you're attaching it to Christmas, I think even Black Friday, Cyber Monday might be appropriate, because people are expecting the deal. They're expecting you to come up with something. The one that, I see software companies. We try to do it at Cashflow Tool where you do like a tax day special. Here's where I think that fails. If your target audience is accountants, they're still not shopping on tax day. Right? They're still doing taxes. Right. Yeah. And then 2 weeks after taxes, they're doing vacation. They're like, oh, thank God that's over. And they're just, decompressing. Yeah. So you really have to know your customer. And this goes back to buyer personas, those type of things. We're like going, do I really know what the problem is and the battle they're fighting? Because if you're making an offer during the wrong time, you're annoying them and really missing the boat.
And you know what I think we're going to do next year for Black Friday? We're just going to say, come talk with us. We're going to get you in the black before Black Friday, and we're going to charge you full price because we're worth it.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
That's our Black Friday deal. We're worth full price. That's what we're going to do.
I always think, there's companies out there right now. It seems like if you watch them, right? Because this one, I'm like going, it doesn't seem like they're always on special. But they're on like a 6 to 8 week cycle, which means it's just far enough that we forget that there was a regular price. When you special too much, when you discount too much, that's no longer your price. Your regular price is no longer the price because people will just wait the extra week or extra 2 weeks to get your discounted price. So I think twice a year I do a discount. I'll do one around Black Friday and I'll do one around July. It's just one of those things where in July, because I deal with accountants and bookkeepers, they're kind of past tax, they're past conferences, and now they're like, okay, what am I going to do next? This is kind of their planning time, their break before the next tax cycle. They got extensions coming up in September, October, right? And a different set of reports that they have to do. So I have to get their attention when they're thinking about what's next, and that's kind of July.
Yeah. Like that, as you said, it comes down to really understanding your customer and understanding how everything dovetails together. And I honestly think that if you do it right, you'll get some notice, and it might actually move the needle. Probably not a ton, but it'll move the needle a little bit. If you just sort of like us, you throw something out on July 4th, it's not going to move the needle whatsoever because no one will notice. No one will. It's a nice thing to do, but it's probably not going to move the needle. If you do it bad, it might move the needle back the other way. So it's just a little bit of thinking about it. But I think the big thing is I wouldn't necessarily discourage businesses from, send out a happy holidays thing, have a happy, Halloween, do a little Halloween thing or whatever. But if you truly know your market, look for opportunities where you can actually move the needle. Like one year, a few years ago, we waited till after tax time was over, and then we sent out a postcard. We had 2 postcards, and on one of them, it was like on a California beach, and it was the back of like one of those VW buses with a bunch of surfboards on it, and it said something on there, something like, something about like, thank God tax season's over, now let's hit the beach, or I can't remember exactly what it was, but something like that. But we didn't. Maybe we posted on social. I don't even really remember. But what we did do is we got postcards printed and we mailed the postcards with a handwritten note to a bunch of our partners and potential partners and that. And it went over really well. And they posted it on like we saw some of those. They posted it on social media saying, look what I got. Come to think of it, that's a hell of an idea. I should do that again. Actually, that was actually pretty good. But it was literally, it was just like it showed up like a week or so. We basically put it in the mail at the end of tax season, so it's like it doesn't show up too early. It's just a few days after tax season ended, and we're like, yeah, that's about the time it should show up. And it seemed to go over really well. So that one was, I think, one of the ones we did that was actually a nice way to do it.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, here's my problem with direct mail is I'm always thinking about me and I don't think about other people. Like everyone nowadays, and it's mostly the politicians, it seemed like, sent me these postcard type things. And I just pull out. I don't even get my mail, but maybe once a week, every 2 weeks. I'm saying less than 3 times a month. I'll tell you that 3 times a
Yeah.
month. So there's stuff that piles up there because everything I do that's important is not in the mailbox.
No, it's very
And
true.
again,
It's
yeah, this is me. It's not in the mailbox because it's not because it's not an important thing for me anymore.
It's true.
But
I don't check our mail ever either. So yeah.
And the thing is that in the garage where I park is the trash can. So half of the stack or more, I'll say 90% of the stack doesn't even make it into the house because instantly I'll take maybe 45 seconds ago. No. And not even look at what it is. I'll just see who it's from. Tony Gonzalez is a politician. Nope. Just all these things. Not saying that it's for or against him. I just don't care what the postcard says. It could be renewal by Anderson. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. But we did two things that I think overcame that a lot. One
Right.
is it wasn't a picture of our software and a logo on the front.
It was the van.
The picture we did, I should try and find one. And if I find it, I can post it on Facebook. What we did though, the rationale behind the image that we did, and we did the next year we did one, I remember it was a little scooter in Italy, and it was the same sort of, what we did is we went, what would someone pin up? And this was pre-COVID. So this was, what would someone pin up on the bulletin board in their office? That was, so the image had to be like, oh, that's beautiful or very cool. Like you wanted to pin it up. So there was maybe a little tiny dry run logo on it, but it was basically an image that they wanted to put up. They're not putting up a picture of our software. And then they flip it over and it was handwritten and hand signed by one of our team. And so we added sort of that level of preciousness, and not the people that actually have postcards that are printed by the printer, but looks like handwritten. You're not fooling anybody. It's not handwritten. You can tell when it's handwritten. So we did that. Each one, there was no printed message. All of it was handwritten, signed by one of our team. And I think that made a big, big difference.
A phrase that you just said, I think is super powerful, which I don't know if you can quantify or if you can put it into a formula, was a level of preciousness. That was really something that stuck with me. I'm like, oh my God, how do we create a level of preciousness that people will at least take time to absorb?
Yeah. And I think there's, how do you, okay, I'm going to pull in that level of preciousness. I'm going to pull in the purple cow idea as well. It's the idea that you drive past a herd of white cows and the purple one stands out. So first of all, like, how do you stand out? So that and it's not just like it could be in an ad, it could be in some giveaway, something else. How do you stand out? And then how do you make it something that they want to keep, that they have some kind of emotional connection with? And I guess that's the thing I'll say. You're trying to tap into their emotions. So a personal message is like, you get like, hey, that's really nice. Like you get an emotional response from that. The images were so carefully picked because you wanted to sort of tap into those emotions, right?
Yeah.
And that's really, really important. Like I've told you before, when we did conferences, we had all sorts of different bits of swag. And you know what always did better than anything? Stickers and buttons. And they were dirt cheap. But we'd have these little round stickers and little round buttons, just small ones. But it was what we put on the button. Like if we just had like the logo,
stuff,
nobody gave a shit about the logo. We even had some with the logos. Nobody cared. But the one that said, before shit gets real, there was like a collector's. It's like they're coming in and collecting for the hockey cards. Like they wanted that one. Yeah. They wanted the one that said robots can't, because we were kind of saying like, hey, there's things you guys do that your computer can't. Like you offer value. And the robots can't did quite well too. And then the big thing was they would put the buttons on their straps of their bags and on their bags, the stickers on their laptops. It was amazing. Walking around a conference and seeing your stickers and buttons everywhere. It was amazing, right? And it it was so inexpensive.
Yeah, those are so clever. Robots can't. Shit gets real. That's it. Now, Larry Weinstein would agree with me. Matter of fact, he loves to do this. This is one of his things. You take your book like this one, 7-minute conversation, right? You take yours, chronic cash flow. Is it chronic now?
It's chronic now. I have to rename it. So it's chronic.
I want to say it right, but think about this. You get authors' copies, $2, $3, $4, $5, whatever they are.
Yep.
Have Amazon Prime, free shipping. The people you want to make the impact with, as we're setting a meeting, I shoot you off a $4, Amazon Prime copy of my book. You build credibility, trust, and authority in one $4 send.
Yep. And with chronic cash flow, what I would do is I would take the book and I would sign the inside of the book with hi, Jennifer, thanks so much for blah, 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 Blaine. So I'd sign the book and I would add this little author card, message from the author, a little logo on the bottom. And I would that's where I would write a longer message that was sort of more topical. That isn't really about a book signing. It was more like, hey, it was great to meet you, such and such, blah, blah, blah. Would love to, blah, blah, blah. And put it on a little note in here.
I didn't get that shit. I didn't get no little note from the author.
But it's because we're talking like every 5 minutes. So like, what am I going to say? Yeah. Talk to you on Thursday. But if you're trying to break through to basically a lead, like a potentially a lead, or you're trying to use that to open a door. So that's where it's like kind of, yeah, it's if you're trying to use that as a tool for sort of opening a door. This comes from a friend of mine. He sells to like big enterprise. And what he does is he's written 2 books. He's writing his 3rd right now. He's the one that got me onto this. He signs the book, puts in a note like that, mails it to the CEO of the big, like Fortune 500 type companies. Then he follows up like a week or 2 later and just says, like phones in and just says, hey, I'm the author of this book. I just sent a copy over. And it's amazing. Like almost everyone wants to talk with him because he's got a book that's very topical for what they're dealing with. And that's a great little way to just sort of warm people up and have them, want to talk with you. So,
all right. So part of this is about should I or shouldn't I, when it comes to attach my business to a holiday. What's your advice?
Well, I think you might as well, because it's low hanging fruit. Like everyone else is doing it. You might as well get in the feed. It's a good reason to send out your holiday greetings newsletter or another touch point. It's not likely to move the needle, but it doesn't hurt to like you said, it's like how many touches? You need 13 touches, maybe up to 17. It's a good reason to get in their inbox or be seen online. So I don't think I would discourage it, but the more you connect it with your business and your clients, the better. But that to me is like, yeah, fine. But what I would say is look for the opportunities, know who is your client and what. It may not even be a holiday, but it could be a time of the year or something. Like, okay, you serve agribusiness. Well, you know what? A week after harvesting's done, you might want to reach out. Like for us, like we mentioned, a week after tax season's over, hey, you might want to reach out. Hey, if you're a trainer for hockey teams, now the week after they get bumped out, you might want to reach out. So, like there's time, place, message, but when you do it, appreciate like what they're kind of going through and do something that's a little bit. It's for them. Remember, it's not for you. Yeah, and, stand out, but don't like. Yeah, it's like here. I'm going to send you a brochure. No, show them that you give a shit and that you know who they are, right?
Yeah, but I think if you attach yourself to a holiday like 4th of July, you cannot make your brand more important than 4th of July. The emphasis has to be on the holiday and the meaning, I think the meaning of the holiday. And if you give a discount, it has to connect somehow. I'm giving you a discount because of these reasons. Because 4th of July is a hard one. Like, I mean, unless your product really gives you independence, right? Some different type of freedom, maybe it's time. You have to connect it or it doesn't make sense. Like, that's to me. So, and it doesn't cost you much, but it could cost you a lot if you do it wrong.
Yeah, it could. I guess the thing that I would say though is when you try and connect it, there are times and you connect it and you have to do it right. If you're wishing people a happy 4th of July, I would take away the subtext. Like for us, we really have no connection like with 4th of July. It doesn't connect really with our business. So we don't say happy Independence Day like we make you independent from your spreadsheets. Like, no, like we just, hey, happy 4th. That's it. Like just that is it, right? But there's other times where we can, it's almost like we're more of an insider and we can do something that's more meaningful and more connected, right?
Yep. So, all right. So, hey, this is episode 149. We're heading up on 150, right? Middle of 2024, 150 times we spent an hour together, and I really appreciate you. And I think I got to thank everybody that helps us in this every day. Mm-hmm. Larry, neighbor Pat, Rachel, even Jackie York and Michael Milan, all of those people that have helped in the past. I appreciate it. I've got a few other folks we're talking to about being a mid-roll sponsor, which means in the middle, instead of talking about dry run, instead of talking about cash flow Mike, we talk about you, and not just in a blurb at the front, which is super valuable and super important. This is about something focused on you. So if you want to be the title sponsor, the one that actually we talk about the most, call us, contact us, go to our website, mikeandblaine.com.
Yeah, reach out to us and also make sure you subscribe, you like, you follow. And when I say like our episodes on YouTube, like them on Facebook, that actually really helps. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Go to mikeandblaine.com. If you want to be a beer sponsor, you can reach out to us, but really just go out to mikeandblaine.com. Literally, it's $5 a beer. We are the cheapest sponsorship we'll ever have. So you can buy us a bunch of beer and we will talk with you as $5 a week. Basically, it's ultra high value sponsorship. And even just not sponsorship. We just love our beer sponsors because I know a lot of them are just like, they're just supporting us because they and we appreciate you guys for supporting us. So
there you go.
And number 150 next week, and I promise we're going to do something huge. We have no idea.
You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it.
You don't want to miss it. We don't know what it is. Maybe we'll do it shirtless. I'm not sure, but it'll be something. We'll do something for 150. You probably won't be that excited. It won't be fireworks and stuff. But come and see us on 150. We'll be raring and ready to go.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, if we were shirtless, it would be fireworks, but not like you expect. It'd be like those dud Roman candles that go right into the ground.
It'll be crickets. It would be absolute crickets. So we promise we will not do 150 shirtless. How about we do that? We'll promise.
There you go. I promise you that. I promise you that. I promise you I will be shirtless.
Our promise. We pinky swear we will not. We will not.
If not, we'll A/B test it again. Should Mike and Blaine go shirtless? A/B. Pick it.
Well, we should throw up a poll on Facebook to see if we do the next episode shirtless.
There you go. All right. Hey, appreciate you, man. Hey, happy 4th, everybody.
Check out their website at mikeandblaine.com. Then subscribe to the podcast and buy these guys a beer.